Hello and welcome back to another Kerbal space exploration episode. And right now we are orbiting Duna with our Kethane probe, which we sent up a couple of episodes ago. So now it has been recording data on Duna, and we can see it's done a fairly good job. There's some spots missing here and there, but we get the bigger picture of where Kethane is on Duna. So it looks like this will be a good spot for a base because there's a lot of Kethane all the way around here, so we can drive around and pick up Kethane as we deplete it, if we ever do so. And it's close to the equator, so it gives us an easy way of getting down and getting up again. So what is this episode going to be about? Well, except from that we have this great view of Duna and Ike, isn't it? Ike, yeah. It's 100 days till our next Duna encounter, or until our burn time till Duna. So to give this whole series a little bit more realistic time perspective, I thought we were going to send up something now and dock it together, and then do some more stuff, and then dock the last thing and send it out on its way to Duna. So this episode is mostly going to be about starting to build the interplanetary vessel, and that might in Kerbal years take a couple of months, but for us it will take only a few minutes. So stick with us. Okay, so we're getting ready to stage, and there it goes. And this is the first module for our Duna Station, and it's just going to be a simple launch with this. It's nice and compact inside the fairings here, so you'll soon see it once we are in orbit. This is just an automatic orbit from MechJeb. I just installed the KOS mod, which is a scriptable computer or automatic computer for KSP. So I'm going to look into that and see if there is any thing I would like to script, maybe my own launch program or something like that. But for now I'm using MechJeb for the launches. So what I've done here, since this is the station, but we want to carry some more cargo with us to Duna, so we put a docking port here on the top with some fairings on the side. So under here is the cupola with our one Kerbal that was not supposed to be with us, but we can send him back down later. Two living quarters for people, or for the Kerbals to wait in until they're ready to be put down on Duna. And on the back here we are going to put the Interplanetary Engine to push this whole thing to Duna. So it's going to be a pretty long ship, sort of, but it's not going to be that much longer, because we're just going to have a rover here on the front that will start looking for a spot where we can have our Kerbals live. So yeah, I think that will be great. So we're about 3 kilometers away from our target. Let's go over to target view. And I think we have so much monopropellant that it shouldn't be a problem getting there. So haven't been playing the game a lot lately. Haven't had the time. The little time I had has been on War Thunder, if I'm going to be honest, but that's not a lot I've been able to play it either. It's just been very, very busy. And one of my good friends is back from his duty in the military in Norway. You are, as a boy, you have to go into the military for 1 year when you pass 18. Now, I hurt my legs or feet when I was in the military, so I got sent home after a while, because I didn't recover. It took longer than I was going to stay there anyway to recover, so I kind of got off easy. But you don't go into war or anything in Norway like that, but you just have to do like your duty for the country. So he's just got back, and we've been hanging out for a few days. It's been it's been nice, but I haven't been able to play anything. So this station and everything I built a little back and was supposed to be launched last week, but I just haven't had the time. Who knew that going to school should be this hard, eh? Writing your bachelor's degree, all the years of school resting on this final report, and then doing some extra subjects at the same time. I must be crazy to do this. It's way too much schoolwork, but who cares? We are able to play KSP now, and I think we're just going to get rid of the engine round here, decouple it, and we can use the RCS rest of the way, because I don't want the engine to smack into our interplanetary stage. And it should be a command module on this, so I can deorbit it later. Let's see, Interplanetary Engine, very creative name, and I think this is just called Duna Station Main. Let's see what I call this. Yeah, Duna Station Main, very creative name. Let's time warp and get a little bit closer to our engine. Redirecting or getting our heading correct, and we should be able to see it pretty clearly soon. Oh my god, cannot talk today. Okay, let's wake up a little bit. I actually fell asleep doing homework a couple of hours ago, so I am a bit tired. So if you're guys wondering, I am really tired, but it's not that late. It's like 6:30 here. So if I was a kid, I would be watching some TV about now probably. But yeah, doing math all day, and I fell asleep doing math, so nothing new there. I actually woke up from my dog licking me in the face and saying that she had to go to the bathroom. So that was nice, sort of. Let's just deploy one panel. Oh look, there is Minmus in the background, and we have moon. So we have a Minmus and moon view. Let's take a screenshot of that. That can be the... Oh wait, there we go. That can be the screen for this episode maybe. We'll see. You guys will know. I have no clue yet what I picked out, but I might have done. But you guys in the future probably know. Or hopefully know. If I haven't decided by then I'm pretty lousy at this. So let's face this the right way and try to get it pointing about the same as our engine. Is it bearings it's called in English? Find the bearings. I don't know. Get the same direction of heading at least, so we can dock this. So I remember like is it 8 months ago now since I started this channel? It's almost 10 months since I started this channel. Oh my god, the time has flown by, and it's been really great. By the way, I passed 500 this weekend, and thank you guys very much. It's been great. You guys are great. I love reading your comments. I love reading the input you guys have and everything. So just keep them coming. I love them, and I love hearing what you guys would like to see and everything. So if you have any ideas, if you have anything you want me to make an episode of, just tell me. That would be great. But yeah, drifting off my topic here. It's about 10 months ago. Docking was so hard. Oh my god, that took forever. I remember I did the tutorial on it, and even though the tutorial turned out great, it took a couple of attempts. I will not... Ooh, wrong way. Ooh, that was a little hard. I will not pretend anything else. It took a couple of attempts at that time. I did not have the hang of docking as I do now. Apparently I mix up the buttons. Because I have the mic right in front of me, I don't really see where I have my fingers. So sometimes I miss the keyboard completely and push all the wrong buttons, and everything just spins around in a crazy dance. But let's see. There it goes. That's forward. We're approaching again. Luckily nothing broke. Because in KSP everything is made very, very sturdy. Imagine doing this on the International Space Station. Oh, we just crashed into it. Oh, it's okay. Let's do it again. No, I don't think that would be... I don't think they would approve of that tactic. But yeah. Oh, I love how you can in KSP see like the planets in the background. Now I know a lot of people always keep like finding other planets. Now I'm not that good at spotting things far away. I usually don't look for them either and don't know where to look. But I think the possibility of looking for planets when you are orbiting another planet is great. So let's just slow down, orient this, just to be a little bit perfectionist, I guess you can call it. Just have it line up about there. That's a pretty good docking, I would say. And we also have lights. We have a lot of lights. I'm not doing the same mistake as with the other station of forgetting to add lights. And we have these radial isotopes on the engines, so we don't need to worry about power. So let's see, where are we now? We are orbiting, looks like the mainland of Kerbal. But yeah, let's get a rover into space, and to make this a little bit more authentic, I will skip us ahead about 2 months, and then the Kerbals will be ready for their rover launch. So it's about 2 months later, and our brave Kerbals have built a rover and are sending it now into orbit to dock with our interplanetary engine and our space station for Duna. And well, inside these fairings there are another couple of fairings, and you can ask, why is that? Well, I have Ferrum Aerospace installed, which improves the aerodynamic drag module of the game, which makes flying a whole lot interesting and more realistic. But it also makes re-entry a bit more difficult, because you don't lose speed the same way as you would normally do. With the normal drag model, you could just send a pod straight down into the atmosphere, and it would slow down to about like 200 and 150 before the chutes open, and that would be okay anyway. So you could always land safely with a chute. Now with this improved Ferrum Aerospace, if you would do that, you would probably hit the ground at still 1.3 kilometers per second, and you wouldn't survive, strangely. And so even re-entry on Kerbal is difficult. Now Duna has a lot thinner atmosphere, and air braking at Duna takes a long time, or is less efficient. So that's why the Curiosity had the sky crane, for example. And that makes it very hard with Ferrum Aerospace to land Duna, but that's kind of the challenge. That's why I have the mod, because I want the challenge and I love the challenge. It's great fun. But I also installed Deadly Reentry, which means re-entering is deadly. It's in the name, and it makes it very hard having these two combinations, because you have to have a heat shield when it's an atmosphere and to slow down. But at Duna, the atmosphere is so thin that you can't just rely on the heat shield to break you down. So you have to have engines, but you can't have the engines because they would melt when re-entering, or explode, as this is a game. But so we have to do some strange workarounds to do this, and we do this by a sky crane as Curiosity, and a lot of the Martian trips NASA has done, so why not learn from them? So inside this there is an engine that will do the decelerating. Wow, forget my English. I really apologize. I'm so tired in my head from all the school and everything. So where my English is very bad, I apologize. But my mouth is in front of my head and my head is very slow. So if you guys would listen to me talking at the speed everything is going in my head, this movie would probably, or video would probably be about 50 minutes or something, because it's going so freaking slow up there right now. I'm so tired. But anyway, when we're landing at Duna, we have to have a heat shield to protect our cargo from the heat of re-entry. But the heat shield won't cover the whole thing, because we have to, since this is Duna, we have to control our descent. We can't just go straight down, so we want to skim the top layers of the atmosphere for as long as possible. So I used the fairings to build a sort of heat shield to protect us from the atmosphere while we are doing this and losing speed from our entry. Now once the speed is low enough and the heat isn't that big of a problem, we will ditch the heat shield and fly or shoot off the fairings, which I can show you about now. Actually, now we get some fairings flying in orbit, since I forgot those, but these are the protective fairings I'm talking about, and this is the heat shield that will make our whole descent possible, and our decelerating and descending engine. Inside our heat shield is our rover, of course, and a sky crane that will take it down to Duna. And the sky crane's mission is to slow the last speed down that parachute and our air braking didn't do, and then land the rover very, very slowly and gently onto the ground. Now I included the KOS or KOS to the rover in case I manage to build a script that will do this whole thing automatically in the time or before I'm going to record the mission. Now I don't know if I have the time, but if I do, I would really, really like to make it possible for the whole thing to be automatic. And I don't mean automatic like mechanical Jeb doing the whole thing. I mean I programmed and scripted the whole landing procedure and can tell it exactly what to do. And if I can do that, that will make it even possible to, or hopefully it is possible, because I haven't explored all the possibility in KOS, that I can even have the sky crane hover above the ground and lower my rover onto the ground, exactly like Curiosity. That would be like the highlight if I could do that with KOS. Now I don't know, maybe I can just automatic some parts of it, or maybe I have to do the whole thing by hand. Now if I have to do the whole thing by hand, I might use mechanical Jeb just to steer the pitch and everything on re-entry, because I've been playing around a little bit improving this design, because it's been a bit unstable and at Duna's atmosphere, because it's so thin but still in the way. So I've been playing around a little bit, testing so the design would be stable enough for once we get there. But I saw that for some of the it's a good idea to use mechanical Jeb, at least in the early atmosphere, because it's so sensitive and you really want the pitch to be exactly right. But I'm crossing fingers for building my own script and doing this myself. That would be the highlight, being able to do that. Now I'm using some monopropellant air. Actually I used quite a lot, so that's not good. But we have to send a vessel up here and refuel a bit before we run off anyway, so we might just do it then. Just do simple refueling before we send it on its way. we have the fuel truck in orbit around the moon anyway, so we could just send it back here and refuel our interplanetary vessel. So yeah, this is our rover, which is looking pretty huge under this whole fairing. Now I guess it's not much higher than this, because of the way the fairings are built, it turned out like that. Could probably make it a little bit smaller, but this turned out to be a bit aerodynamic, at least in the right way. So I'm really looking forward to playing around with the KOS and see what is possible. I've seen a lot of people do things on the YouTube, which old people will call it. No, I've seen a lot of people do interesting stuff on YouTube with it, and it looks possible to do what I want to do and make it do the whole descending stage and everything, but it is a simplified programming language, so I probably have to try to understand how it's built up, since it's based more on more intuitive language coding, or more English-like, as the author himself calls it. So let's just slow this down, actually just get a little bit of speed away from it so the engines won't fly into our station. Now I'm just quick saving because I don't want to push any wrong buttons, because if I lose these stages then the whole thing is sort of ruined. But yeah, on the bottom here there's a docking port, and that's why I don't want this stage to disappear, because that stage is supposed to be docked here. So let's turn on the lights so we can see this thing and get ourselves over there. And it's a little bit of lag getting that now with all these mods, but yeah, what can you do? Mods do make it interesting. The game is very interesting in itself, and I love playing a lot of vanilla on my free time by myself, but making episodes, it's always fun to try to push the envelope a little bit. I like pushing it and seeing what we can do next and how we can improve or do things more difficult, because I've already been to the moon so many times that we have to do something new. But I can't wait for 022, I guess it's now 022 coming out, because then we will have the science tree and we can start collecting science. Oh my god, my tongue is not working. Now this is why you should not work math for a whole day before you record an episode. I promise you, sitting with math these many hours and trying to record and everything at the same time afterwards really doesn't work. Well, not at least for me now. Also, I don't remember if I told you guys. Did I tell you? I fell asleep when I was reading 20 minutes. Maybe I told you guys, I have no idea. I already had one time the game crashed at me. Well, not the game crashed on me, but there happened some weird bug when I was trying to dock these two the last time around now, where I switched crafts for turning purposes. I was going to flip the station a little bit around, and when I jumped back to my rover, the whole thing self-destructed, and I hadn't quick saved, so I had to do it all over again. So that was fun. Yeah, that was exactly what I wanted, and it was such a nice beach and everything, and I didn't mock up as much as I have been on my talking as now, but I'm very tired, and it's been so much school, but it's the final year, so you're supposed to expect it, I guess. Everybody says the final year is heavy and all that things, and I'm also doing like 50% extra schoolwork. So if I hadn't felt it, then there would be something wrong with me, or I had been way too lazy and actually not doing all the stuff I should have done, to be honest. But after Christmas, I just have my bachelor degree to write, so that should be easy, right? And I hope I have more time then to continue with these episodes, because I really like making these episodes, and I love hearing from you guys and all the comments and everything. But I feel I haven't been able to put as much time and effort into it now as I did before the summer, so I don't know if I can say the episodes are worse or anything, but I just don't feel I have done the same amount of work and preparation. And like I'm talking to you guys now, I have not planned anything for this conversation at all. It's just on top of my head, which probably is a stupid thing since I'm very tired, but that's how it is. And I like when I have like some notes on stuff I found that I can talk to you guys about, the new updates, and yeah, I like those things, but I don't have the time, unfortunately. But I hope you guys will stick with me until Christmas. And I've really been looking at my schedule to see if I can do some live playing, and I think it's possible for me to do live playing on Tuesdays as it is today, or maybe Thursday, but I think Tuesday is the best. So if you guys would like me to play some live streams, or I'm probably going to do it next week or the week after. I was going to do it this week, but that's not been possible. Follow me on Twitter. I will put it out there. It'll probably be like on Monday. I will say I'm doing a live stream tomorrow, and it will be at this and this time, because I really don't have the possibility to plan too much at the time as it is right now. So I apologize for that, but I hope you guys want to see me play some live missions. I don't have anything planned yet, so if you have any ideas, just show them to me. I was maybe thinking of going through the KSP weekly challenges, and maybe try to do some of the weekly challenges every other week lively, or every week if I can manage, but I don't think I can, seeing as I didn't even make an episode last week. But we don't wanna jinx this before we tried. So this is our interplanetary vessel. It's now ready to go to Duna, and hopefully it has enough Delta V to get there. I haven't done the math, and well, we can check mechanical jab, but I haven't checked how much Delta V I need, because I probably shouldn't aerobrake this too much in Duna's atmosphere. I think most of this would break down, but it's not too much of a lag flying this thing, and it works okay. So I think that's all for this episode. Please leave me a comment, say if you liked it, say what you didn't like. Again, I apologize for being so tired, but it's a lot of school this final year. But I hope after Christmas and in the Christmas break I will have a lot more time for you guys, and I will probably put out a lot more episodes then, and probably some new games too, because why not? We have a lot of games to play now. Planetary Annihilation is almost complete. It's through the alpha stage and it's over to beta now, and it's starting to look really great, and I'm going to show you some battles in the future, but I haven't been able to play it too much. But I really like how the game is turning out, and they're really fixing it up, and it's running pretty smooth, seeing as it's such a big game for the time being. Now I know there's a lot of optimization that needs to be done on that game, but still I think for where they are and what they accomplished, it's great, and it's great fun. So if you don't have the game, go check it out. It's on their webpage, Planetary Annihilation or something. It's on Steam too. And I'll probably put an episode or two in future about it. See you guys next time.